Hey everybody, this is Marian Cowagowan.
And this is David Owen.
And this is You Show Me Yours Rewatches, Degrassi Junior High. And today I was made to watch Season 2, Episode 4, Dinner and a Show.
Yeah, man.
Because people eat dinner and they're going to a movie.
Yep. And and maybe the show is...
more dramatic than you thought.
People are arguing in a restaurant or talking tensely.
Yeah. And you know that it's set up to be a show because they're all sitting on one side of the table.
Right.
Somehow they crammed 5 people on one side of a round table. It's always, yeah. Anyway, yeah. So, Spike's still pregnant.
Yeah, man.
And Shane has finally told his parents.
Yeah.
And they want to, I guess, make a plan, which is sort of framed as they're kind of they're trying to run everything. Yeah. But I think there needs to be a plan here. I don't think this is completely a bad idea.
Sure.
They want to get the parents together, which I believe Spike and Shane have said before. Oh, no, that's a terrible idea. That'll be really awkward. Yes, it will be awkward, but that's not a reason not to do it, said the 49-year-old lady who has learned a few things in her time. Mm-hmm. So finally, and Shane's parents have been telling Shane to tell Spike to tell her mom about this. And finally, Shane's parents just call Spike's mom directly, which was what you should have done in the first place, honestly.
Because Shane has been telling Spike, and Spike has been lying that her mom has said no.
Yes, which I could see coming, but it was yes. And finally, and just before they go, Spike's like, "Mom, Shane did tell me about this before."
Yeah, before they go to the restaurant.
Yeah. Why are you telling me now? Well, I wanted you to be mad at me now instead of later.
Yeah, and basically her reasoning being like, it's possible that this lie is going to be exposed at the restaurant.
Yes.
So I'd rather you be mad at me now than...
Yes. So she's like, you get to be mad at me in private. I'm only telling you because you might find out in a worse way.
Also, Spike's mom, Christine's mom, Christine's mom has like a chip on her shoulder about a lot of this.
Yes. I don't know that it's unwarranted, though. Sure.
But she doesn't want them. She wants, they invite her to Shane's parents invite them to their home. Mm-hmm. And she's like, no, we'll do it at a restaurant on neutral ground. And I'll show them, I don't need their charity. I can pay my way. And is very, not audacious maybe isn't the word, but very pronounced in when she's served at the restaurant, asked for a drink, she makes sure it's a separate tab.
She instantly says, yeah. Although, I feel like it used to be a much bigger deal to have separate checks than it is now. And you used to have to say like upfront. So, but yes, I think she's aware that, she's aware of how it looks.
I don't think Canadian nicety towards server, making a server's job more difficult is the reason that she asks for her own tab. I think it's a power play.
No. I know. No, I think she's aware of how uncharitable people would see this, right? Like,
sure.
You can look at her and see that she's young, to have a teenager, and here's Spike is pregnant. And even though she loves Spike and clearly has not said anything about, or lets her have the wild hair, like she knows, like Spike looks like she's kind of a wild child, et cetera, et cetera. And I don't know we don't know that Shane's family is rich, but they clearly are. I mean, and his dad's a minister, which is ordinarily not a high paying job, but he's an Episcopalian minister, which generally comes with a little more money. And so I don't know what she knows about them, but at the very least, like she knows his dad is a minister. So she's trying to put on the best possible.
We already know they've sent their other 2 kids to private school. Yeah, they are. He's a minister at the nice church.
Yes, this is like in Little House on the Prairie parlance. This is like the Olsens versus the Ingalls. Like we are talking very different class levels here. They go to school together, but Shane's parents would say they are not the same.
Calm down, nerd.
What?
calm down, nerd.
That's not.
This isn't one of your nerd shows with your little houses.
They have little houses in Canada.
Perhaps.
Some of the houses are little.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, when we first met Spike's mom, she just learned that Spike was pregnant. I feel like she was reeling a little bit. We saw her cry a little bit because, she knows how hard being a teen mom is, and now Spike's going to have the same thing. And, and she was really just sort of like back on her heels about it. But she seems to have rallied. And I think part of it is, she wants to show Shane's parents, like, we don't need charity. We are not to be pitied. Spike is a good girl. We are going to do this fine.
Yeah.
Whether she would have rallied without this, I don't know. But it's good to see Spike's mom in her corner.
Yeah. She's very supportive.
Yeah. But so the dinner is. So I was not aware. I thought at this point that Spike had decided to keep the baby, but apparently there's a loose adoption plan. We don't really know. And Shane's parents are like, well, immediately, of course, adoption.
Yeah, well, but this show that's just how this show is. Like, at one point, Spike will say, I'm keeping the baby. Mm-hmm. And then the next episode, it's not. And then Shane will, burst out in the restaurant and say, I want to keep the baby. Yeah. And then when asked directly if he meant it, say, I don't know. Like, that's just how, but also it's perfect at depicting the wishy-washiness of, 14-year-olds or whatever.
Well, 14-year-olds, but also, like, when you're dealing with an unexpected pregnancy, you have no idea what you're in for. I had a very planned, very wanted pregnancy, and I had no idea what I was in for. So sure. I think that's a moment of nice honesty, right? To be like, well, yes, I said that to my parents, but I really have no idea. Like, fair,
I think that's
fair.
And I think that's part of what this whole, last several episodes have been with this arc.
Mm-hmm.
That it's all about this process, that nothing is in stone, even when they seem to say very definitively, mm-hmm. this is what's going to happen. And then sometimes it's also just like, maybe Spike has said that to Shane, but has she said that to anybody else?
Yeah.
Express a desire to keep the baby to anybody else. People, you don't, one of the reasons that Spike's mom might be taking it so well is because she just thinks, oh, well, she's going to give it up for adoption. This is all going to be over. She's going to go back to being a kid.
That's true. Yeah. But this comes up because, Shane's parents are like, okay, well, we'll do this, and the baby will go for adoption, and your daughter should go to a home. Which, is that even a thing that they do anymore? I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Kids, you might not know this, but teen pregnant girls used to be ostracized, and they were sent away so they were not in public view, so they didn't embarrass their friends and family.
Yes.
And
so they would just go away for a year, and then they would just be back.
I'm going to live with my aunt in Vermont.
Yeah.
And then comes back and looks a little bit different and is a little bit sad, but doesn't ever talk about it. Meanwhile,
comes back on the same day that her mother has a baby, now she's got a sister.
Yes. Or I was going to say, in the meanwhile, in Vermont, there's a couple finds a baby on the doorstep, right. And the stork made their dreams come true. But so Shane's parents clearly are of this mindset, and Spike's mom busts in and it's like, absolutely not. No, like, my kid is staying with me, but sometimes it's best for it's best for the young person. And I was waiting for her to be like, this is not a young person. This is my daughter, Spike, who's right here, who is hearing you talk about this.
Yeah, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't think that the writers of this show could write that speech, and I don't think the actress playing Spike's mom has the gravitas to deliver it. But yeah, that would have been a moment for an impassioned young person. That's not a young person. That's my daughter, and she's beautiful. And if she's going to keep the baby, then we're going to. Yeah.
Well, and I think, so Shane's dad starts off by saying, I've dealt with this in a professional capacity. And I was like, have you really? You're a minister. Right. That's not, in theory, being a minister, you studied a lot of theology. That's not the same as family counseling.
Well, I mean,
you may, but and also like you may have seen this with your parishioners, but that's different than it being your own family. And don't address this like it's not your kid involved in this and your grandkid. But they're very much like they've got this plan, and then Shane's going to go to private. Shane's going to go away. Spike's going to go away, and Shane's going to go away to private school. And finally, Shane's like, I don't want to. Like, we haven't decided that. And he's like, parents are like, yes, we did. It's like, no, you told me, but I didn't agree to it. I don't want to do this. And, bring in the whole, your brothers did, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And that's when Shane's like, I want to keep the baby.
Yeah. Yeah. And Shane's parents, Spike's parents thing is very clearly framed as in like an old school versus new school.
Yes.
Approach towards teen pregnancy, because Shane's parents are ancient.
Yes, we've noted before they are
probably 50 years old, but they look 70.
Right. If you told me that these were his grandparents, I would believe
100%.
I mean, this is he's the youngest, I think, by a lot.
Yes.
And they might have been old when they started having kids, big gaps, whatever. But also, I think in the 80s, like that's just what 50-year-olds looked like. Clearly now, people in their 50s or almost 50s look very youthful.
Yes.
People would assume that we were teen parents, really.
Yes, they might even assume that your head full of silver hair is not natural, but dyed.
It's fake. Yes. How much did you spend to get that color? Oh, thousands, darling. Yes. That's
over the cumulative cost of this.
And how much did you spend to get those crow's feet installed on your face? Yeah. You don't want to know. Yeah. Anyway, it's sort of an old school versus new school, and also I think controlling versus Spike's mom seems to. I think she wishes that certain things were different, but she knows that Spike is her own person. And she's, I think, guiding Spike, but letting Spike have a say in what happens.
Yeah.
And Shane's parents are not so much. So, so we don't really see the denouement of this dinner. But next day, or the Monday, whatever, at school, Shane and Spike meet up and say, how was the aftermath? Blah, blah. And Shane says his parents are not pushing private school as hard.
Right.
Which I guess is a victory.
They're just leaving pamphlets around now.
Yes. They only mention it once a day instead of 5 times a day. Right. I don't I guess this is good. I don't know. But he says they seem to be mellowing. I don't know if I believe that, but okay. And then, so earlier, Shane saw Spike coming out of drugstore or whatever, and she was drinking a soda, and he says, you shouldn't be having that. It's bad for you and bad for the baby. And Spike gave her standard speech of, it's so easy for you. You don't have to get fat, blah, 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 blah. Again with the fat. Yes. Like, she is far enough along that she's feeling the baby kick, and she does not really look pregnant. So I'm like, I don't think you need to worry about that. But okay.
Well, before it's all over, Spike will look very pregnant.
Yes, she will. But at the moment, Anyway, so now, and Shane's like, see, it's not easy for the guy after all the time. And I burst out laughing because what?
Yeah, I think his sentiment, I think is real there, but the choice of words is ridiculous. But yes, like she has now seen an up close look at what his home life is like.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, Spike realizes that maybe she has it a little better at home than he does. And, maybe he is in a, like we said, kind of ham-fisted way saying maybe cut me some slack because like my life ain't so easy, but that's on a sliding scale of not having to actually be pregnant and all that. So, it's the things that inconvenience us and make our lives feel hard are always on a sliding scale. There is always someone who is worse off than you, but that doesn't mean that you're individual suffering is any, less impactful to you directly.
To you, but
yes, to
yeah,
you. Yes,
I
on
would...
the scale of, like I missed lunch today.
Uh-huh.
Somewhere there is someone who didn't have the option for lunch or dinner.
Yeah.
You know.
So, yeah, like, I'm sorry that you missed lunch and you must be awfully hungry, but please don't tell the person who missed all the meals about how hungry you are, because
say, yes, I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten for 6 hours.
I'm literally starving.
Yeah.
And the other person is like, really? Are you? Okay.
I had a pack of Captain's wafers for lunch yesterday and haven't eaten since.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes with Shane, with Spike and Shane, with Spike and Shane and baby Spike. Did we call that Thorn? Little Spike? I don't know.
Baby Shike.
No.
We gotta combine names.
Spain,
baby Spain.
Yeah.
Baby Spain. Spain. Baby Spain.
Yeah. Anyway, so we'll see what happens. Speaking of babies, sweet baby Yick.
Yeah.
Still has a thing for Melanie.
Meanwhile,
yes.
This is an episode that is kind of it's kind of a double A plotter, because it's usually the B plot is like some little, throwaway thing, and I would argue almost that what we have designated the B plot is a bit more involved. But yeah, it's a nice episode when it is a little more. You've got a little meat in both stories.
That's true.
Yes, poor sweet Yick.
Yeah, and both of these are pulling or continuing threads that have happened in previous episodes, which is nice. So, Yick is still sweet on Melanie, and they had their ice skating date a while ago, and apparently it went fine, but he didn't follow up. Like, you got to seal the deal, or not seal the deal. Like, you got to, that.
See the A plot for where that goes.
Yeah, no, that's not what I meant. Like, you got to keep it going. Like, you got to follow up. You got to, but he didn't do that. So, but again, he asks Melanie out in front of Kathleen. Like, oh, girl, don't. But Kathleen, by the way, who is sitting on the front steps, commenting about everybody who walks by and greets both Spike and Shane with, "Hi, mommy. Hi, daddy." Like, girl.
Kathleen just is in her full bitch era, like just catty as can be.
You know what though? I feel confident that she can be even bitchier.
Oh no, I'm sure.
Her
given time.
Power will grow.
Given time, as your power level is capped in grade 7. And by grade 8, she will be.
You have all the chips, and you can be
new levels.
Yes, although there's going to be a sympathy arc for Kathleen later. Sharp-eyed viewers might have noticed there was a point where Kathleen and Melanie are going to hang out, and they're figuring out where to go, and Kathleen's like, well, we can't go to my house. My mom's really busy. Her mom's not actually busy.
Oh, yeah.
It's something else. We'll find out.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I can't wait.
That's what we call foreshadowing.
Cool. That's great.
Yeah. So, so Yick asks Melanie to go to a movie, and she's like, oh, sure, oh, I want to see this Revenge of the Reptiles thing. She doesn't really want to see that, but she suggests seeing this other movie, which is sort of a lovey-dovey romance.
What was the other movie called?
A Day for Love?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Something, and I was like, okay, you don't go on a date to that either. Like, you find something in the middle. Come on.
Yeah,
like,
you got to go to something that each of you will not enjoy as much.
Well, yeah, like you compromise, meaning you both give something up. But
is there not a I lost his name, the West Wing guy, the creator of the hit show The West Wing,
Aaron Sorkin.
Yeah, is there not like an Aaron Sorkin movie that you could go to or something?
Not in 1988.
Stephen Sondheim. Well, no, I know, but like something like that. Like, is there not a like a social media, a social networking equivalent? Like, give me a movie that is just like, all right, man. Yeah, I guess that's pretty good, but
I don't know.
I didn't want to see it, and you didn't want to see it.
Is there not? Yeah, is there a Godfather movie out right about now? Right. Like something that's something that will impress your parents when you see it. But anyway, so but he agrees to go to this romance movie because he likes her and he'll do anything to be near her.
Yeah, which is you keep that in the back pocket.
Yeah. Yeah.
He agrees to go to whatever movie she wants because who cares about the stupid movie?
Yeah. Yeah. And then, like, you know, an hour later.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I got to ask my mom, but she'll say yes for sure.
Yeah.
So like she's got him dangling.
Yes. Like an hour later, Snake, who Joey and Wheels have been ribbing about, that Melanie girl likes you.
Yeah, because they have a little thing in the hall where they're just like, oh, hi. Oh,
yeah, like whenever Melanie sees Snake, she's, hi, Snake.
Oh, Snake.
And grins. And she has braces now, which I don't think she did before.
Yeah.
But so she makes her crush kind of obvious.
Yeah.
And so Joey and Wheels are ribbing Snake about it, and finally,
but like obvious. But Joey has to go. That girl Melanie likes you, and Snake goes, "Really? You think so?" Like
crushes
dude,
like that are
up.
always obvious, except to the person. That's
wake up, man.
Yeah. Well, Snake is classic low self-esteem. Snake is like, of course she wouldn't like me like that. She's just being nice.
You know, Snake is, you know, tall, lanky,
ginger
has been that tall for like 2 grades probably, or like close to, like he's never not been the tallest person in school.
He is, and is sort of a dork, and you know, and he has the classic tall guy thing where he wears shorts a lot because just the pants won't fit otherwise. So yeah, like I totally get that he would miss that. He would be like, oh, she's just nice to everybody, you know. And she is nice to most people.
Sure, yeah.
So
generally.
So he finally is like, oh, well, she likes me. Well, okay, you know. And he asks her out to a movie on Friday.
Yeah, just like Yick did.
And says, maybe we could see that Revenge of the Reptiles. And Melanie's like, sure, great, yes, love to see that. Oh, totally, yep. And then she calls Yick and is like, sorry.
Well, and of course, sorry, to water the plant, to harvest the seed that I planted.
Yes.
Kathleen says, oh, you don't want to see that movie? It's horrible. She's like, who cares about the stupid movie?
Yeah.
You know, like it's just, it is, that is the journey that these two are going on.
Yes.
Yick is obsessed with her. She is obsessed with Snake.
Yes.
And this blinds her from seeing Yick, yada, yada, yada.
Yes. And she said to Kathleen, like, she likes Yick fine.
Yeah.
Like, he's a boy, so she'll go on a date with him, but she doesn't like him that way.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. I feel like maybe, anyway, I don't know. I didn't have this problem when I was 12, so I don't know how you handle that. But, so then she calls Yick and she says, oh, my mom said I couldn't go.
Yeah. Never go. That sort of thing never goes wrong.
Right.
It's always, that's 100% success rate on that.
Right. Well, apparently, this movie theater was only open one day.
You think?
Because I was like, Melanie, go with Yick on Friday and go with Snake on Saturday. Like,
well, but she can't, right? Because she can't be like, you know, she's got to be like, she's infatuated with Snake. So
yes,
and so she would have to reschedule the date with Yick. Like she couldn't say to Snake like, oh no, maybe Saturday, because then he might say, oh well, I'm busy on Saturday. You know, but Yick would definitely reschedule the date.
Well, okay.
Saturday.
But my point is,
I get your point.
You can go on 2 dates in a weekend.
You could.
But then we wouldn't have this comedic genius.
Yes.
So 2 things happen on Friday at the movie theater that ruin the date. One is Joey and Wheels decide to show up and tease Snake the entire time.
Yes.
And 2 is that Yick shows up with Arthur because they were like, well, I'm not doing anything on Friday now, so let's go see this movie that we want to see. And as soon as Melanie spots Yick, like she knows the jig's up and she's trying to hide her face and it doesn't go well. And, you know, Yick recognizes her even without seeing her face because he loves her.
Yes.
And basically, I mean, good for him. He keeps his pride but he also just kind of shakes his head and leaves, like, and she knows she messed up.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And this whole time, Kathleen has been telling her, you can't, that's really mean to Yick. You can't do that. You said yes already, like, you know, and as you said, when Kathleen is the voice of reason and like your moral center, you know, you really messed up.
Yes. Yeah. Come on.
No. Yeah. So Monday morning, Kathleen is sort of asking how it went. And all Melanie will say is, I hate myself.
Yeah.
Which, you know, yes, you should. Like, you really kind of messed up. And Yick sees her when he gets to school and she says, hi, Yick. And he just kind of looks at her again and leaves. And like,
he gives her the stone cold, like you know, looks at her and then gives the little head shake, just like a subtle little.
Yeah. And then Arthur's behind him. Was he giving a head shake too?
I think he was like doing the wingman, like, like, come on, like the stern look.
You hurt my boy. Come on. Yeah.
Yes, that was. I was once told that my wingman, stone cold look was almost as bad as the person who was jilted in a relationship.
I believe it. Well, actually, I think the wingman should have a worse look because you want to think, okay, he might forgive me, but his friends never will.
Yes.
Or vice versa. She might, but the friends, because like if the friends don't like you, you are no chance.
Certainly makes life more difficult
whatsoever. Yeah. So poor Melanie, she's ruined things with Yick, and things didn't go well with Snake, even though like and Snake was doing his best to get the other two to shut up.
Yeah.
And go away. But then after Yick showed up, everything was ruined. So, and sometimes things are just...
Yeah, and she does say we didn't have that much to talk about, so we presume that she remained and watched the rest of the movie, and it was just kind of a meh sort of time.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think they're cute together. I think they're similarly nerdy and like sort of try-hards, and I think they should try
Yick
again.
And Melanie,
Oh, no, I think Melanie and Snake.
No, Melanie and Snake. Oh.
I mean, sure. Date them both. I don't really care. But,
sure,
I appreciated Snake when I was 12, 13, whatever.
Sure.
For, I, as a fellow person of low self-esteem, I was like, I see you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we end with shattered hopes of romance, but maybe parents will understand their kids, basically.
Something like that. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be cool to your kids and to other people.
And
don't be a dick.
Don't make a plan for your kid's life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I sometimes think about what would happen if our son got someone pregnant, and I would have a lot of feelings, but I think, there would need to be conversations between both sets of parents and the kids. And, like, I don't see my role in that situation as fixing things for them, making the plan, but you've got to help these young people decide what to do because they're not equipped for that. So I think probably the ideal approach is somewhere between Shane's parents and Spike's mom.
Well, yeah, because the truth of a 14, 15, 16-year-old having a baby is that it's not just them having the baby.
Right.
It becomes this, families close in around those people and make that possible, whatever the scenario, whether the adoption or keeping the baby, like it is a family affair one way or the other.
Yeah, because you can't, I think some parents have the attitude of, you're old enough to get pregnant, you're old enough to figure it out. And like, that's not, no, a 14, 15-year-old cannot figure it out. That is too much for that person. And it's a whole system, so yeah, I hope I'm never in that situation though.
Well, we've got a treacherous few years to make it through.
Yeah. Made it halfway through high school.
Yeah.
2 years left. So, well, anyway, that is episode Dinner and a Show.
Yes. What a show.
We will tell you about the next episode in a second, but folks, we would love to know what you think of this episode. Would you go to see a movie called Revenge of the Reptiles on a date if the person who asked you was cute enough?
Sure.
Or would you make them go see A Day for Love or Dying for Love or whatever it was? I don't know. And which would you choose? Snake or Yick or somebody else? I don't know. Let us know. We would love to hear from you.
Mm-hmm.
You can get in touch with us in a couple different ways. You can send us an email at ysmypodcast. That's ysmy for you show me yours at gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, same handle. You can DM us, or you can look at our feed to see links to all of our latest episodes. In 2026, we have new episodes every single Wednesday. The first Wednesday of the month, we do our usual YSMY thing and talk about movies and television that we loved before our first date. And all the rest of the Wednesdays of the month, we rewatch Degrassi Junior High. Next time, The episode's called, let me pull it up, pause for dramatic effect. It's called Stage Fright.
Ooh.
And this is a very long description, which I'm not going to read, but basically Caitlin deals with being diagnosed with epilepsy.
Oh my gosh. And
she is like having seizures and scares her friends and, you know, sort of says, no, nothing's wrong with me. And I think, imagine any teenager dealing with a chronic illness, and that's what you have. And she is auditioning for a role in a play. And somehow this ties into epilepsy. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. In the meantime, we meet a new character named Michelle. Michelle struggles with shyness due to an upcoming school speech to which Joey and others tease her for. That's not, you can't English like that.
That's some real Canadian English.
Yeah. Basically, Joey is a dick.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Like he is.
Just as, there's lots of episodes where you can describe a B-plot as Arthur and Yick shenanigans.
Yeah.
There's a lot where you can just, Joey is kind of an asshole.
For sure. Yeah.
As many 13 to 14-year-old boys are, but he is a particularly potent kind.
Yeah, for sure.
So, next week it's plays and epilepsy and stage fright. That's a good combination. They always go well together. So, well, we will see you next time with stage fright. In the meantime, this has been You Show Me Yours. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.